Yes, Prabhu, we can start.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji and Mataji, pranam to everyone. Om Jnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmitang Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namo. So at the outset, I would like to pay my obeisances
Are others able to see? Here?
I think we lost connection with Bir Krishna Prabhu. We can't hear him.
Oh.
I think it's back.
Prabhu, we lost you in between.
Prabhu, unmute kariye. Krishna Prabhu, you are on mute.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, you are able to hear me properly?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Continue.
So, Hare Krishna Prabhuji and Mataji. So today we are in the Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila and the first chapter. So already we discussed Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is going to South India tour. So in South India tour, what is the Phalastuti? If we hear the Lord's tour to the South India, then we will get the love of Godhead. So that is already mentioned in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Okay. So with that, let me start this today's verse from 116 onwards. Ananda Lila Maya Vigrahaya Hemavadibhya Chavi Sundaraya Ananda Lila.
Oh, again, I think.
We lost
him again.
Can someone call him? In Krishna Desh, Supreme Mataji, JD Prabhu, or Radhapati Prabhu.
Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, sorry, there is some. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, you are able to hear me again?
Yes, Prabhu. It looks like there is some internet disturbance.
Yes, Prabhu. So we'll start again. Ananda Lila Maya Vigrahaya Hemavadibhya Chavi Sundaraya Tasmai Maha Rasa Pradaya Chaitanya Chandraya Nama Namaste Chaitanya Chandraya Nama Namaste Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Daita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrunda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Daita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrunda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Daita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrunda. So today's verse 116. तबे प्रभु कैला सप्त ताल विमोचन सेतु बंदे स्नान रामेश्वर दर्शन Tabe Prabhu Kaila Saptatala Vimochana Setu Vande Snana Rameswara Darasanam. So, translation. After that, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu delivered the celebrated Saptatala trees, took his bath at Setubandha, Rameswar, and visited the temple of Lord Shiva, known as Rameswar. So, here, Lord Mahaprabhu, so he is delivering the 7 palm trees. So, the significance of the 7 palm trees is that the palm trees, when Lord Ramchandra came, when he killed Bali, so by hiding behind the palm trees, so he killed Bali. So, and that is why, because the palm trees somehow they have helped Lord Ramchandra to kill Bali. That is why these palm trees are celebrated. So celebrated means those who are helping in Lord's service. So they are celebrated. Similarly, the devotees, they are also celebrated. So they are real heroes because the devotees, they have won over the Maya. The others, whoever may be, he may be king or maybe a great scientist. So they have not won over the Maya. Only the devotees, they are celebrated. So in this world, we generally talk of celebrated people, means those who are in film industry or the sportsmen. So they are the celebrated. So, but actually they are not celebrated. The devotees are celebrated. And Lord Mahaprabhu is remembering these 7 palm trees. So even the Damodar Lila, so we might have gone through that. So Lord Krishna has remembered the Arjuna trees and their previous birth. So Lord remembers everything. And because his devotee Narad Muni has told that Lord will come and deliver, so Lord has remembered everything and he has come to deliver the Arjuna trees. So here also the palm trees, they have helped Lord Ramchandra. That is why, so Mahaprabhu has come here and he delivered the palm trees and then they went to the Vaikunthas. So now someone may ask, so why the Lord Ramchandra killed Bali by hiding? So Lord can do anything. So because Bali also had some benediction from the Lord Shivji that he cannot be killed in the fight from the front. So that is why Lord Ramchandra killed Bali, and he was the king. Lord Ramchandra was the king. So king, when they go to the forest, so they can kill the animals. So as Bali was a banner, so he also killed the Bali. And here, after Lord Ramchandra win over the Lanka, when he was returning, the Bibhishan requested Lord Ram to damage the Setubandh. So Lord Ramchandra, when he was coming back to Ayodhya, so whatever Setubandh, the bridge he has built, so that built was destroyed by Lord Ramchandra. So the purport is small, we can read. It is said that Saptatala trees are very old, massive palm trees. There was once a fight between Bali and his brother Sugriv, and Lord Ramchandra took the side of Sugriv and killed Bali, keeping himself behind one of the celebrated trees. When Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu toured South India, he embraced these trees, which were delivered and directly promoted to Vaikuntha. So, Mahaprabhu embraced these palm trees. So, in other incarnations, generally Lord does not embrace. When he came to Dhruva Maharaj, he put the conch shell over his head. Similarly, when as Narsingadev, when Prahlad Maharaj went to Narsingadev, so Narsingadev put the hand on the head of the Prahlad Maharaj. But in this incarnation, Lord is embracing everyone. So whether it is a tree, whether the devotees, so others, so Lord is so merciful. Namo Mahabadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gauratasya Nama. So Lord is so merciful. He is embracing everyone and delivering everyone. So 1:17 Tahai Karila Kurma Purana Sravana Maya Sita Nile Karavana Tahate Likhana. So translation: at Rameswar, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had a chance to read the Kurma Puran, in which he discovered that the form of Sita kidnapped by Ravan was not that of the real Sita, but a mere shadow representation. Purport: the Kurma Puran states that this shadow Sita was placed into a fire as a test of chastity. It was Maya Sita who entered the fire, and the real Sita came out of the fire. So basically, Sita is the origin of all Lakshmis, like Radharani. So no demon can touch Sita or Radharani. So there's they don't have power to touch. So when the time came for the pastime, Lord's pastime, so Ravan will come and kidnap Sita. So Sita was surrendered to Agnidev, the real Sita. Agnidev took away. And the Maya Sita was there, and Ravan came and took away the Maya Sita. So when after the win over the Lanka, when Lord Ramchandra came, when he did, by hearing from someone, she was out of, she was kidnapped and not with husband. So how she could be accepted? So then there was Agni Parikya. So during Agni Parikya, the Maya Sita, she entered to the Agni, and Agni Dev returned the real Sita. That is the meaning of the Agni Pariksha. And also we know the Mahamaya is so powerful. She can bewilder everyone. She can bewilder everyone. So similarly, so Sita, she can bewilder Ravan very easily. But to help the Lord's pastime, so she got the form of Maya Sita and was kidnapped by the Ravan. So 118. Suniya Prabhura Anandita Haila Mana Ramadasa Viprera Katha Haila Smarana. So 118, translation. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very glad to read about the false Sita, and he remembered his meeting with Ramadasa Vipra, who was very sorry that Mother Sita had been kidnapped by Ravan. So we know Vipra Ramadas, I think he was in Skanda Kshetra. So one time he invited Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to take prasadam in his house for lunch. So when Mahaprabhu came, so he found that the Vipra Ramadas, he did not cook. So, and he was lamenting, he was crying. And at that time he was reading the Ramayana. So Mahaprabhu asked, you invited me, why you did not cook? Why you did not cook so far? No, Lakshman has gone to forest to bring the food. Once he will bring, I will cook. So, and she was, why you are lamenting? No, Sita is kidnapped by Ravan. How the Sita, the Mahalakshmi, how she can be kidnapped by Ravan? So by reading that, she is crying, he is crying, and he is not cooking anything. So even if he invited Mahaprabhu, so he is there. After that, he cooked, but Mahaprabhu took the lunch around 3 p.m. on that day. So, but Mahaprabhu has remembered about the Vipra Ramadas. We generally forget everything and everyone, but Mahaprabhu remembers everything. So that is why when Mahaprabhu read about the Kurma Puran, that the Maya Sita was kidnapped by the Ravan, so he remembered the Vipra Ramadas. So 118. 119. Sei puratana patra agrah karinila Ramadase dekheya dukha khandaila. Sei puratana patra agrah karinila Ramadase dekhaiya dukha khandaila. Translation: Indeed, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu eagerly tore this page from the Kurma Puran. Although the book was very old, and he later showed it to Ramadas Vipra, whose unhappiness was mitigated. So, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has returned with that page where it is mentioned in the Kurma Puran, the Maya Sita was kidnapped. So, though the book was very old, he tore that page and he returned to Vipra Ramadas. So actually, because why he returned? Because Vipra Ramadas was very much unhappy. So Lord does not tolerate unhappiness of the devotees. So even we can see the Vasudev Vipra from the Kurma Khatra when Mahaprabhu was going. So and Vasudev Vipra had very strong desire to meet Mahaprabhu. But the next day morning, when he went to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he came to know that Mahaprabhu has already left before 2 hours. So he was lamenting so much, and he was having leprosy all over his body. But when he was lamenting so much, thinking of Mahaprabhu, then Mahaprabhu could understand because he is Paramatma. He could understand. He returned back. Though he was miles away, then again he returned back just to take, um, to mitigate the unhappiness his devotees. So when he came, he embraced Vasudev Vipra. And Vasudev Vipra was having the leprosy all over the body. So, and this was in the advanced stage of the leprosy, and the worms were inside the, the wounds. The worms were living inside the wounds. And if some worms were falling down, so then Vasudeva Vipra was lifting and again putting inside in the wound in his body, because that worms is sustaining by taking the place of the Vasudeva Vipra. So he was so compassionate to the living entities. So definitely one has sympathy to the living entities, he will get Mahaprabhu's mercy. So Mahaprabhu came and he embraced Vasudeva Vipra. So once he embraced, his leprosy went away. So he got a beautiful body. So the moment he got the beautiful body, then Vasudeva Vipra is thinking, so from today I will have pride, because Mahaprabhu, Lord has embraced me and my leprosy went away. So I am a good devotee. So he is telling Mahaprabhu, this pride will come to me. How this pride will go away? So Mahaprabhu is telling, just chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. So Mahaprabhu's instruction, by that, so the Vipra Vasudev, he continued chanting the holy name. So here Mahaprabhu is returning back. to the Vipra Ramadas, Vipra Vasudev. So actually, Lord is returning every time. So he is coming again and again to this material world. So though he has nothing to do in this material world, Maya tatam idam sarvam jagat abhyakta murtina mastani sarvabhutani nachahang teyesu avasthita. Nachahang teyesu avasthita. I am not there. Though everything rests in me, I am not in there. So he is aloof. That is his renunciation, one of the 6 opulences. So though he is not here physically as Paramatma, he is here, but physically he is not here, but he is coming again and again. So why he is coming? He is coming for us. So to proclaim the conditioned soul like us. So he has no interest in this material, just to proclaim us. So when he will do the activities, by somehow when we hear the activities, like Mahaprabhu, what activities he has done. So in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. So when we hear that, we will go back to the Lord. So for that reason, he is coming back again and again. So verse 120. Brahma Sahita Karnamruta Doi Pruthi Paiya Dui Pustakalaya Aila Uttama Janiya Brahma Sahita Karnamruta Doi Pruthi Paiya Dui Pustakalaya Aila Uttama Janiya. Translation. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also found 2 other books, namely Brahma Samhita and Krishna Karnamrit. Knowing these books to be excellent, he took them to present to his devotees. So Mahaprabhu, he found Brahma Samhita in which temple? Adi Kesav temple. And also the Krishna Karnamrit, so in the Pandharpur, in the Vitthal temple. So as far the spiritual conclusion is concerned, the Brahma Samhita is the highest authority to, to conclude the spiritualism. So that is why Mahaprabhu liked the Brahma Samhita so much. And also Krishna Karnamrit. So as far as the love of Godhead is concerned, this book is the highest. So it gives the love of Godhead. So, and this Brahma Samhita, so whatever we are reading, so basically it is the 5th chapter of the Brahma Samhita. Brahma Samhita is written by Lord Brahma himself. So, Iswara Paramam Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadi Adi Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. So what we are reading, that is the 5th chapter in the Brahma Samhita. So purport we can read. In the olden days, there were no presses, and all the important scriptures were handwritten and kept in large temples. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu found Brahma Samhita and Krishna Karnamrit in handwritten text, and knowing them to be very authoritative, he took them with him to present to his devotees. Of course, he obtained the permission of the temple commander. Now both Brahma Samhita and Krishna Karnamrit are available in print with commentaries by Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And Krishna Karnamrit was written by Bilu Mangal Thakur. So these are the highest authoritative books for the Vaishnavas. So we should read those books. So now 121. Purarapi nila chale gamana karila bhakta gane meliya snana jatra dekhila. Purarapi nila chale gamana karila bhakta gane meliya snana jatra dekhila. So translation. After collecting these books, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu returned to Jagannath Puri. At that time, the bathing ceremony of Jagannath was taking place and he saw it. So Mahaprabhu's South India tour is finished. After that, he is returning to Jagannath Puri. So when before returning to Jagannath Puri, so he again went to Raya Ramanand. He met. So when he first went to the South India tour, so he met in the shore of Godavari to Raya Ramanand. And when he is returning back, so again he is meeting Raya Ramanand. And what he is instructing, so you retire from your service and come back to Puri, Jagannath Puri, because he is Visakha. So how the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's first time will happen without Visakha? Mahaprabhu is Radharani himself. So Visakha, Lalita Visakha will be there. So with the instruction of Mahaprabhu, and Raya is telling, so already I tendered my resignation, and the king Prataprudra Dev already accepted the resignation. So I am coming back, but with me, so being the magistrate or governor, my governor, so they will send the different armies, then the elephants, so with him. So you should not come in that procession. So better you go. After 10 days, I will come. So Mahaprabhu is returning to Jagannath Puri. So while returning, so he came to Alarnath. So Alarnath temple is 15 miles, around 20 kilometers away from Jagannath Puri. So when he came and he saw the Alarnath darshan, and he heard the story. That story is one Brahman, he was every day offering the Lord the sweet rice and the pujari, and one day he went to his relative's house and he told his small child, so maybe 5-6 years, so I am going to relative house, so for 2 days you will offer the bhoga to the Alarnath. So the small child, the mother cooked and small child took the bhoga and offered to the Alarnath. When he offered, so Lord is not eating. So the child is hiding and saying, why the Lord is not eating? So he waited 1 hour, 2 hours. Then he started crying. My father will come and he will beat me. So he started crying loudly. So Lord could not tolerate this. So Lord came, and this sweet rice was very hot. So, and the Alarnath came and ate from the plate. So when he ate, the hot rice fell down on the chest of the Alarnath, and it burnt the chest of the Alarnath. And today also, if you see Alarnath, so the burnt sign is there in the chest of the Alarnath. So when he heard this, Mahaprabhu heard this story, he immediately fell down with Bikar, so he lost his consciousness. So when he fell down, the floor was totally with rocks. So the rocks were melted. The rocks were melted as the other part of the rocks were okay, but when only the body parts where Mahaprabhu fell down, that melted. So today also, if we go to Alarnath, so where Mahaprabhu fell down, that shape, so where head strike the ground and the leg strike the ground, that place totally melted. It is like a dent shape is there. So we can see that in Alarnath temple. So finally Mahaprabhu came to Jagannath Puri, and at that time the Devasnan Purnima was taking place. Snan Purnima. So in Snan Purnima, so Jagannath came out, and Jagannath's body is made of woods, neem woods, and actually what we are seeing, not the neem woods. Above that, there are many layers of cloths. Around 6 inches of cloths are there. So those during Snan Purnima, so they will bath Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadramai. So after that, then after Snan Purnima, there will be around 14 days. So the Lord will have some fever, cold, and there will be no darshan to the normal people, to public. So during Snan Purnima, one devotee from Maharashtra, he came. He was an ardent devotee of Ganeshji. So when he came, he saw Jagannath, Baladev, and Subhadra, and he was thinking, he Jagannath, everyone tell he is the Lord of the universe, but I am not seeing Ganesh, my Lord, in the Vigraha of Jagannath. So then Lord Jagannath could understand this. So then he became Ganeshji. So that is why, so Jagannath also become Gajanan. At that time, they decorate Jagannath like Ganeshji. So that is Gajanan root. So after the Snan Purnima, so Lord remains inside the temple. So it's not allowed to the public to have the darshan. So generally we know the king Indradyumna Dev. So when Brahmaji came and he inaugurated the temple, he did the pratishtha. So Lord was so pleased, and he asked to Indradyumna Dev to ask the benediction. So Indradyumna Dev asked, so please give me 3 benediction. So first benediction is, so you will never sleep. Every time your door will be open, so devotee will come to see. So that is why, so Jagannath temple is never closed. So even the night time, so even the demigods, they come. Demigods come and have the darshan of Lord Jagannath. Even the Lord Jagannath is that is what the deity of Vibhishan. So Vibhishan, every day he comes to Jagannath to have his darshan. So that is so that is why Lord Jagannath. So first benediction he asked like this, and the second benediction, you will always eat. You will always have eat the bhogas. So that is why every time, so you will see when you go to the temple, the bhoga offering will be taking place. So I think it is 28 times in a day it is offered. The bhoga is offered to the Lord. And the third benediction he asked, they very important. So he asked, I have built the temple, but my children, they will develop the pride. So please give me the benediction. In my family, there will not be any children, basically son, no son will be born in my family. So that is why Indradyumna Dev, he did not have any child. So because it will create the pride in them. My temple, my father has built the temple. So these 3 benedictions he asked. So we'll go to the next 122. Anavasare Jagannathera Napaya Darasana Birahe Alal Natha Karila Gamana Anavasare Jagannathera Napaya Darasana Birahe Alal Natha Karila Gamana. Translation: when Jagannath was absent from the temple, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who could not see him, felt separation and left Jagannath Puri to go to a place known as Alal Nath. So, so he felt separation from Jagannath. So we know when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu first time he visited the temple, so in the temple, in the Vigraha, he saw Shyam Sundar. He saw Shyam Sundar in the Jagannath Vigraha. So after the Snan Purnima, so Jagannath becomes sick. So Anavasar means the 14 days. So the Lord Jagannath, the door is closed, no one is allowed inside. So, and after 14 days, so the Lord Jagannath again, he becomes, that is Nava Jauvan Rupa. So totally new clothes, everything will be on his body, on his vigraha. So this is Nava Jauvana Rupa. So that is that darshan is also very important darshan. So Mahaprabhu, he could not tolerate this separation. He could not see Jagannath, his Syam Sundar. So he went to Alarnath, which is around 15 miles, 20 kilometers away from Jagannath Puri. So this Alarnath, we can read the purport basically. Alarnath is also known as Brahmagiri. The place is about 14 miles from Jagannath Puri and is also on the beach. There is a temple of Jagannath there. At the present moment, a police station and post office are situated there because so many people come to see the temple. The word Anavasar is used when Jagannathji cannot be seen in the temple. After the bathing ceremony, Snanayatra, Lord Jagannath apparently becomes sick and he is therefore removed to his private apartment where no one can see him. Actually, during this period, renovations are made on the body of the Jagannath deity. This is called Nava Jauvana. During the Ratha Yatra ceremony, Lord Jagannath once again comes before the public. Thus, for 15 days after the bathing ceremony, Lord Jagannath is not visible to any visitors. So during these 15 days, Lord Jagannath is not visible. And during these 15 days, the seva will be done by the Vishwabhus Sabar. So his family members still are there. So they will do the seva. Though Brahman will do the puja, but most of the sevas during these 14 days specifically will be done by the Vishwabhusu family members till now. So here Lord Jagannathji, Lord Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Alarnath. So this Alarnath temple is very significant. So when Brahma and also the Brahmagiri place, that is also very important. When Brahma, he came from the Brahmalok, Satyalok to inaugurate the temple in Satyayug. So Brahmaji, he is coming, maybe few days it will take him to come from the Satyalok to here. Again, he will stay here few days. He will come, go back few days. So, but he is Brahmanically initiated. And his deity is Alarnath. So in the Satyalok, his deity is Alarnath and Narsingadev. So that is why he cannot stop the seva, deity seva, even for one day. That is why he brought Alarnath and Adi Narsingha. And Adi Narsingha is the Jagannath temple in the behind. We can see Adi Narsingha there. And Alarnath is there. So Lord Brahma brought Alarnath and Adi Narsingha. And he did, he worshipped him here when he was inaugurating the temple. Okay. And Brahmagiri also, this place is very important. Because when Brahma, he started the creation, so after starting creation, the jivas, we do many sinful activities. When the jiva does the sinful activities, so where he goes to Yamaloka. And Yamaloka, he gets, because he left the body here, only the subtle body goes, then how he will get punished? So by Lord's arrangement, he gets somebody, temporary body, that is called Yatana Sarir. Yatana Sarir means, so in this body, if we get some pain by piercing one needle, in that body, temporary body, Yatana Sarir, so if same needle is pierced, we will get 1,000 times of pain. So much of pain. So when we are, hot oil we are put, so whatever we get pain, burning sensation we get, so there 1,000 times pain we'll get. So that is Yatana Sari, temporary body. So when the body get the punishment, so and the body was it was shouting for help, then the Brahma could hear it. In the when someone cries with pain, how much it is painful to hear. when Lord Brahma could hear this pain, he could not tolerate it. And he said, I will not start creation. I will not create anymore. So let me see any places there in this Martya Loka, which is, good place. I will do tapasya. So when he came to, who is moving around this Martya Loka, then he came to Nilachal, near the Brahmagiri. And here he saw the Nilamadhav. At that time, the Jagannathji was not there. So Lord was in the Nilamadhav. And in the front of the Nilamadhav, there was a Rohin Kunda. The Rohin Kunda is still there in Jagannath Puri temple. Then he saw one crow came and dipped inside the water of the Rohin Kund, and immediately it got the Chaturbhuj roop, and it went back to the Vaikunt. So then he could understand the significance of the place. So he started doing tapasya in that place, and that place is Brahmagiri. So Brahmaji did tapasya here. That is why this place is called Brahmagiri. So now 123 verse. Bhakta sane dina kata tahai rahila गौड़ेर भक्त आई से समाचार पाइला भक्त सने दिन कत ताहाई रहिला गौड़ भक्त आई से समाचार पाइला. Translation: Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu remained for some days at Alarnath. In the meantime, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu received news that all the devotees from Bengal were coming to Jagannath Puri. So 124 we can read. Nityananda Sarvabhauma Agraha Kariya Nilachale Aya Maha Prabhu Ke Laiya. 124. When the devotees from Bengal arrived at Jagannath Puri, both Nityananda Prabhu and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya greatly endeavored to take Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu back to Jagannath Puri. So this word is significant, greatly endeavored. So when the devotees from Bengal came, so Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and Nityananda Prabhu, they tried their best to bring back Mahaprabhu to Jagannath Puri. Then 125. Birahe bihala Prabhu na jane ratri dine hena kale aila godera bhakta gane. Birahe bihala Prabhu na jane ratri dine hena kaila aila godera bhakta gane. Translation: When Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu finally left Alarnath to return to Jagannath Puri, he was overwhelmed both day and night due to separation from Jagannath. His lamentation knew no bounds. During this time, all the devotees from different parts of Bengal, and especially from Navadip, arrived in Jagannath Puri. So, Mahaprabhu, he is feeling the separation day and night from Syama Sundar. What he saw when he first time entered to the Jagannath temple. So this is because he has come in the Radharani's mood. So definitely when he is not taking darshan, so he will have the separation. So this separation, in separation also one gets happiness. Because we know sadhus, how we get the prema, ado shraddha, sadhu sang, bhajan kriya, anartha nivruti, then nishtha, ruchi, asakti, bhav and prem. So once we get the prem, so that is also not ultimate. Okay, in the prem stage, one will have some relationship with the Lord. But that relationship, not all the relationships are not same. Like So one is having the Dasya ras and Sakhya ras and the Vatsalya ras and the Madhurya ras. So all are not same. So the Prem stage, one will develop one relationship with the Lord. Again, after the Prem stage, there is Sneha, Mana, Pranaya, Raga, Anurag, Bhav, and Mahabhav. So Radharani, she is in the mood of Mahabhav. So in the Pranaya stage, so Sneha, Mana, Pranaya, Raga, Anurag, Bhav, and Mahabhav. In the Pranaya stage also, Radharani has all these symptoms. So in the Pranaya stage, so even if one is separated from the Krishna, she will feel acute separation from Krishna. And at that time, if she will get some blame also, and she will not feel that she will not feel the blame, and she will take all the blame and make a garland out of it. Like when Krishna left, and Radharani is there, and many people, they are telling many bad things about Radharani. So she is not having a good character. So she is staying here day and night. So she is not bothered about the blames, because so much of love she has with the Krishna. Those blames are nothing compared to the love, the taste she is getting out of the love and in separation from the Krishna. It's like when Uddhava came, Krishna sent Uddhava to send the message to the gopis, and when the Uddhava returned back and Krishna asked, how are the gopis? Then Uddhava is describing, actually, Radharani, she is not eating anything. Her body has become very thin. So just like skeleton, she has the body. And whoever she is meeting, she is asking about, have you seen my Krishna? And if she sees the birds, she is asking, have you seen my Krishna? If he sees the bees also, she is asking, have you seen my Krishna? And and if he sees any animals, she is asking, have you seen my Krishna? And if he sees the trees also, she is going to the trees and asking, have you seen my Krishna? And if he is going to the rocks, and she is asking to the rocks also, have you seen my Krishna? So that is the mood of Radharani. So even if she is separated, so she is so much of a deep love with Krishna, she is not tolerating everywhere. Sometimes she is crying and sometimes she is laughing. And this is transcendental madness. So same way Mahaprabhu was experiencing the transcendental madness. So in the night, when Mahaprabhu could not tolerate the separation of Krishna, so Mahaprabhu would ask, so where is my Krishna? And he would be in the lap of Swarup Damodar Swami and Rai Ramanand. And the whole night he would be crying, where is my Krishna? Where is my Krishna? So that is the highest level of the love of Godhead. Hare Krishna. So 126. सबे मिली युक्ति करी कीर्तन आरंभिला कीर्तन आवेशे प्रभुर मन स्थिर हईला. So after due consideration, all the devotees began chanting the holy name congregationally. Lord Chaitanya's mind was thus pacified by the ecstasy of the chanting. So when Mahaprabhu is in deep separation, so due consideration, the devotees, they could understand how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu can come back to his original state of mind. So they started doing Sankirtan. Even in the childhood, if Mahaprabhu was crying, then all the Mataji, they were doing the Kirtan. At that time, Mahaprabhu will stop his crying. So here also, so the devotees could understand and they started doing the Kirtan. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. When they started the Kirtan, then Mahaprabhu's mind was specified. So here also we can read the translation. So being absolute, Lord Jagannath is identical in person, form, picture, kirtan, all other circumstances. Therefore, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard the chanting of the holy name of the Lord, he was pacified. Previously, he had been feeling very morose due to separation from Jagannath. The conclusion is that whenever a kirtan of pure devotees take place, the Lord is immediately present. By chanting the holy names of the Lord, we associate with the Lord personally. Because the Lord and Lord's name, there is no difference. So when the devotees started doing kirtan, Lord's name, chanting Lord's name, so because Lord's name is same like Jagannath, so his lamentation went away. Then he felt he is with Krishna, he is with the Jagannath, he is with the Shyamsundar. So by that, so his mind was specified. So whole Chaitanya Charitamrita is Mahaprabhu's mind. So when we'll chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, so wherever we do the kirtan, so Lord will be present there, as per this purport mentioned here. This is mentioned by the Prabhupada, our founder Acharya, and Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. So whatever they told, we have to accept as it is. So there is no doubt at all. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna. Over to Ramananda Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you so much. And thank you so much for a wonderful class. There are many points actually touched our heart, mainly the transcendental madness of Radharani and Lord Chaitanya Prabhu. So this is not ordinary madness, not ordinary Leela. This gives a wonderful lesson to us. Actually, I was just thinking about that. This is a mood which Lord Chaitanya Prabhu wanted or exhibited. He says that we should feel that kind of a madness, that kind of a separation while we are even chanting the holy names of the Lord. Not chanting holy names of the Lord, not just as a matter of ritual, which we generally do just to complete the rounds, because we had to do 16 rounds as committed. Somehow or other we complete the rounds, and so this is a lesson which we understand from this wonderful pastime of Srimati Radharani, and I saw you went into ecstasy, could not even speak in between while explaining the transcendental madness of Srimati Radharani. So this is actually a lesson for us. As I said, when we are chanting the holy names of the Lord, we should actually start feeling that separation, not artificially. Otherwise, it's chanting the holy name becomes only ritual. Even that may have some impact. But if we, I'm always asked this question. Last 22 years, I'm chanting, but why there is no transformation happening? So this is must be one of the reason. Like we are not feeling that separation from the Lord. When we feel the separation from the Lord, then only we actually start enjoying the association of the Lord. Though holy name of the Lord and the Lord are not different, but a real bliss we can enjoy when we actually go into that Gopi Bhav. like feeling separation even in the association. We are associating with the holy name of the Lord, so it means Lord is there. But again, we are feeling separation because Lord is not there. So this is a very typical situation, and it is what Gopi Bhav is all about. It's very, very deep mood of Gopis and Radharani. So one should not imitate like feeling a separation, but actually start feeling. That feel should start when we are chanting that chanting holy name of the Lord. When I'm going to meet, when I'm going to see the Lord, when I'm going to associate with the Lord, when I'm going to have his association, when I'm going to serve him. So all these feelings when we start getting, then that really it melts our heart and helps our spiritual progress. Thank you very much, Prabhu. It was a wonderful class from you. Also, I had another very beautiful point from you that Vasudeva Datta's pastimes, but the compassionate nature of Vasudeva Datta, how he was so compassionate even to the worms of which is causing eating his flesh when he was suffering with the leprosy. And more important than that was that he was mentioning about, he was asking Lord Chaitanya Prabhu how to get rid of the pride that Lord has personally touched his body. And so that was a very beautiful, very important lesson for us, that even when we are advancing in Krishna consciousness, or we think that we are advancing in Krishna consciousness, the pride should not come anywhere closer to us. Otherwise, the whole purpose of chanting the holy name of the Lord is like to go back to Godhead, which will never happen, because the pride is something which will pull us down. And also, he explained about Allah pastimes, Brahmagiri pastimes. Even I saw that in my recent visit to Jagannath Puri. I went to Alarnath temple. For the first time, I went to Alarnath temple, and it was so beautiful and so wonderful pastimes happened, as you nicely explained. And during this, after Snana Yatra, when Lord is taking rest, the whole periphery, the whole this one will be shifted to Alarnath, given prasadam distribution. Everything happens in Alarnath. So they were making all the arrangements. Because when I went, it was just before Snana Yatra. One day before Snana Yatra, I went. So I saw in Alarnath all the arrangements were being made to because all the devotees will come to Alarnath for darshan of the Lord. So even prasadam distribution and the whole thing will be shifted from Jagannath Puri temple to Alarnath temple. And also you explained about Brahmagiri pastimes, how Lord Brahma meditated, did austerity, tapasya there, and it was very nice. And one important point I could get was that Yatan Sharir one gets when we go to hellish planets, and how suffering that actually reminds us that we should be very, very careful. All these things when we hear it reminds us that one should be very, very careful while we are in this material world. To avoid all the suffering, the process was given by acharyas. Simply take up the chanting the holy name of the Lord, and avoid all these sufferings, and go back to Godhead. So thank you very much, Prabhu. So these are the very few points which I could note because I was totally immersed in the Lila of Lord Jagannath while as we were explaining. So request others if you have any points to share, any questions or comments, we can discuss for some time. Any questions, comments from others, or want to discuss or share any point from today's class? You're welcome.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Das Prabhu Dayanidhi Dinesh for nectarian class. But Prabhuji, I just want clarification. Like when you mentioned that Sita, Maya Sita went with Ravan, and original Sita was Agni Dev. Then when Ram was in exile, he was searching for Sita, and he was asking trees and other birds, where is my Sita? And he was crying also, it is mentioned in this. So how to understand this, Prabhuji?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. So actually, same thing happened to Sati, the wife of Lord Shiva also. So when Lord Shiva told to Sati that Ramchandra is his Lord, and Sita Devi is the original Sita, then Sati Devi, she could not believe. So then Sati Devi came to test it, to check whether it is correct or not. So when she came, already Sita is kidnapped, and Ramchandraji is searching and asking every tree, where is my Sita? So in that path, Sati Devi took the form of Sita, and she seated in one place. When Lord Ramchandra came, and Lord Ramchandra asked to Sati Devi, who is now in the Sita form, and asked, how are you, Sati Mataji, and how is Lord Shiva? So when Lord Ramchandra asked this, then Sati Devi could understand her mistake. Okay, so this is Lord's pastime, and that is why he has to do the lila. But that lila is beyond our understanding, and that is why, because Lord Shiva's guru is, because he is always chanting the name of the Ram. His guru is Lord Ram. So when Sati Devi took the form of Sita, like Guru Mata, then all these things happened. Then the court, Sati Devi finally, actually Lord Shiva rejected Sati from that day, because she took the form of Guru Mata. How he can live with the Guru Mata? So finally Sati could, in the yajna, could sacrifice herself, and she again come back as a Parvati.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, then we pronounce. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. It's hard to say whether we enjoy your kirtan more or your sessions more. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Then Prabhuji, I got this, as you know, most of my things are very fundamental. The question is, Radhaji has been asking, where is Krishna? And then, like what you said, Srila Prabhupada ji and many other acharyas also made it very clear that there is no difference between the name and Krishna. So wherever the name is there, Krishna is there. So when Radhaji is taking the name of Krishna, then how she's also feeling the separation? Is it the separation, the absence of Krishna which makes us, or is it the presence of Krishna which we can see everywhere?
Hare
That
Krishna,
makes
Prabhuji.
Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. So this is the PhD level question, Prabhu. So this is the PhD level question. I may not answer, but I will try only, because we know from the Madhya Lila. So there is a competition between Radharani and Lord Krishna. So when the Radharani's devotion and Lord Krishna's beauty increases as per Radharani's devotion. When the devotion is increasing, the Krishna's beauty is also increasing more and more. So there is no one is winning. So the competition is going on. So Nam is there, but Krishna in the name form also we can have the Krishna. But whether that will give the ultimate what Radharani wants, so as per Radharani Bhav, so that I do not know, Prabhu. So that is why there is some competition between the Radharani and Krishna, the devotion and his beauty. So unparalleled beauty. So maybe due to that reason, she is not able to see the, as per her desire, the Krishna. Okay. So this may be my answer, but others, Ramananda Prabhu and others, they can answer.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you. Prabhuji, I would add the reason I asked this, because a lot of devotees and all the scriptures again and again, they Prabhuji wrote a beautiful book, Easy Journey to Goloka. And it feels like that everyone seems to be working towards that the aim is to go back to Goloka Dham. But then if it says that the goal is Krishna Prema, then do we really need to go back to Goloka Dham, or do we need to wait to go back to Goloka Dham to experience that Krishna Prema? And that's the reason I asked, because if we will wait to go back to Goloka Dham, then maybe some of us have 5 years, some of might have 5 million births. We don't know. But if we are talking about Krishna Prema, then Krishna Prema is quite possible here. And if just like Radhaji, of course, like Prabhuji said, we don't really need to imitate. But if we are going to get inspired by Radhaji, and if we really get into that mood of separation, then we are looking for Krishna everywhere. Is that's more beneficial for our spiritual journey, or is it better if we can feel the presence of Krishna in everything, in everybody, like Srila Prabhupada did? So that's the reason, Prabhuji, I was curious to ask that. But Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, I would like to add something here, Prabhu. In continuation to what just Bir Krishna Prabhu has told. It's actually a very interesting question you asked. Since she was, Radharani was taking the name of the Lord and also experiencing the feeling of separation. So this actually gives a lesson or a message to us that see, Lord is present in the holy name for sure. So she is already experiencing the presence of the Lord. So that's what Acharyas also say, that you chant the holy name of the Lord. So holy name of the Lord and Lord is not different. So you have the association. At the same time, she was asking, where is my Lord? Where is my Lord? Where is Krishna? So that is actually where actually she is experiencing more joy. See, this is actually our Brahma Madhya Gaudiya Sampradaya differs from other Sampradayas, wherein we, Gaudiya Vaishnavas, we call Gaudiya Vaishnavas, we feel we feel more happiness or more bliss in separation. So that makes this Sampradaya different, because this is what even Lord Chaitanya Prabhu was experiencing or exhibiting when he was in Jagannath Puri and all along the last 18 years or so. So that feeling of separation gives more bliss, more happiness than associating with the Lord in the form of holy name. So it is like Virush Prabhu was telling, it is a competition, competing between both the different bhavas hidden in the same activity. So we are chanting the holy name of the Lord, associating, at the same time feeling separation and feeling more bliss. So which one gives more bliss is no, it is competing with each other all the time. And your next question about staying in this material world, experiencing Lord's presence in every activity, every place, when that is possible, why to aim for go back to Godhead? My simple answer to this is, Prabhu, this is a whole purpose behind writing the book also. I'm sure you would not have still read the book, which you said you will do it soon. So when you read a book, you will definitely understand the reason why we have to aim to go back to Godhead. Simple reason, what my understanding is that this is the instructions of our acharyas, because as we progress in Kali Yuga, it's going to be even more difficult, and we definitely are not in a position or not in a situation wherein to feel presence of the Lord in every activity, every place. So as it becomes more and more difficult as we advance in Kali Yuga, so Acharya said that go back to Godhead. So this is the instruction which uh, I have from my spiritual master, wherein he mentioned that you have to go back to Golok Vrindavan by end of this life. So this is again knowing well about our condition, our situation, that we are not in a similar situation of the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or Gopis, Radharani, wherein feel, experiencing, enjoying the bliss separation. So then remain in this material world for a longer time or forever. Anyway, Krishna is there in this material world, every place. We can start experiencing his presence. So definitely acharyas, they know that our condition is not that level. So they always advise us to go back to Godhead as early as possible. So this is my understanding.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, those two things you mentioned, I can understand. There is an apparent contradiction in both. However, you explained it very nicely. So about if the way I saw it, and I can understand, but the very first thing that being in the Gaudiya Vaishnavas and the Sampradaya we have chosen and we are in, if we say the main essence is the mood of Radhaji, and to experience that mood of separation, and then the second thing is to go back to Godhead, then once we are there, we are going to miss that mode of separation. But of course, you also explained that going forward, it will be very hard for us to stay here and still keep ourselves engaged in devotional service in order to feel that mode of separation. So I think once we are back in Goloka Dham, we have to sacrifice the joy of mood of separation. But
we'll meet there very soon, Prabhu.
Haribol, I can't be sure, Prabhuji. I try to live in the present, and the present is here. If I can feel Krishna now, then I feel that. And of course, it's. There's another thing, Prabhuji. In the scriptures also, it's there. And again, it depends which perspective we read it through and we go through. Is it our, so we say that our own efforts not going to deliver, Krishna's mercy, and of course the Acharyas, the Guru Maharaj, it's their mercy which is going to deliver us. It's not our efforts. But then Maya Devi is also there as a devotee of Krishna, and we are there in this Kali Yuga. The effects of Maya is going to increase, but the effect of holy name is never going to decrease. So being a practicing devotee, I'm looking for I'm trying to make the selection of words that I don't want to undermine the power of holy name by saying that the Maya will overpower. I think if we, and probably you has explained very nicely, if we attach ourselves to Krishna, then I don't think Maya Devi will be able to do it. But again, this is one of the Maya's snare as well, that you feel that way. So it could be that I'm currently in that. So going forward, maybe improve a bit. But Prabhuji, yes, certainly do feel the separation sometimes, like especially when devotees like Prabhuji, Bhagavad Krishna Prabhuji delivers such a nice and emotional class where mood of separation comes out so well. But at the same time, feel that do we really need to go back to Godhead to feel Krishna's prema when we can do it here along with all of the devotees? Not that I don't want to go back, but what I'm saying is that do we really have to go back to feel that Krishna prema when we can do it here? And that's the only thing, Prabhuji, I'm thinking. But you explained it very nicely, Prabhuji. Thank you. That going forward, Maya is going to affect even more.
Thank you, Prabhu. To add another point, you mentioned Maya's power cannot overtake power of holy name. Yes, that is true. Power of holy name remains same, but Maya's testing will increase. Maya's power is not increasing. Maya power remains same, and it is always a servant of holy name. But the Maya's testing potency will increase further to make sure that only the right candidates will cross this prison. So that the magnitude, the volume of the testing will increase, and that makes things difficult for because the distractions, as we already see in even in current generation, even within ISKCON, we see so many fall downs happens. And so why these fall downs happens? Even when we say that okay, chanting holy name is there, understanding scriptures is there, but still sometimes it happens. We are not questioning anybody or not highlighting anybody here, but we can see that the impact of Maya is going increasing. And again, it doesn't mean that Maya becoming more powerful than holy name. Maya is becoming more, serving more and more to holy name. So that the right people can, for that reason only, Acharya say that you take up more seriously and go back to audit as early as possible. So this is the whole nature of Kali Yuga, Prabhu. It is not to blame anybody's this one, but the whole structure of Kali Yuga is designed in this way. So this is how it's going to be.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Very
Thank you, sir. So next week we have Her Grace Radharani Mataji going to, after a long time, we are going to hear from Mataji. Next week, Birgish Prabhu, today you completed which sloka?
126 I completed.
126. Mataji will continue from 127 onwards. We'll hear from Her Grace Radharani Mataji from next week onwards. Like to thank Birgish Prabhu and all the devotees for wonderful session we had today, and also His Grace VP Govinda Prabhu for very insightful questions to discuss various aspects of deeper aspects of Krishna consciousness. As always, Prabhu brings out a very lively discussion. Thank you very much, VP Govinda Prabhu. We'll continue next week. Birgish Prabhu, you can just glorify Chaitanya Charitamrita and you can conclude the session here.
Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai, Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai, Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki jai.